Hi friends, welcome to Keto with Libby. I'm Libby.
And I'm Kelly.
And today we're going to be making keto bagels 3 ways. So let's get started. Alright guys, so full disclosure, this recipe is not mine. It is from All Day I Dream About Food for the base recipe. But we will be adding in, we're going to be doing chocolate chip bagels, cinnamon swirl, and then just regular old bagels. We will also be doubling this recipe. The base recipe makes 8 bagels, but for us to be able to divide it up and have leftovers for all of us, I'm going to double it. So keep that in mind if you're making this at home. I will link everything that we're using today in the description, as well as the recipe, the ingredients, and other things like that. So let's jump into it. Okay, so for this recipe, there are a few things that are different than your normal fathead bagel doughs. So this has coconut flour and then also xanthan gum. So, and she also recommends to measure most of the items. So I just have this scale here. It's from eTech City. I got it off Amazon. I'll link it below for you. I think it was under 20 bucks. And I really like it. All right, so I'm gonna put my bowl on first. I'm gonna 0 it, and then I'm gonna change it to grams. Okay, so the regular recipe calls for 56 grams. We're doubling it, so we're gonna do 112 grams. Oh, and we're using Bob's Red Mill coconut flour. Keep going. 112, there we go.
100? That's not 112.
Well, it's kind of like 113. So you guys can see what that looks like. 113, same diff, right? Next, we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
Look like, can I pour some in?
Yep, you can do the next one. There you go.
I do it nice and gentle. I'll
Just
show you.
turn it in there. Okay, so then the next thing we're gonna add in is our xanthan gum. I got this at Walmart and I think it was on sale for like $5, you guys. This stuff, I didn't buy it for the longest time, but it really does kind of amp up your keto baking. So it is worth the investment. And we're gonna be using 3/4 of a teaspoon of this in here. Yeah, just like that.
Smells, kind of smells.
Put your hand down. Good. One more.
For me? For me?
Mm-hmm. There we go. Okay, so I just grabbed a whisk and I'm just combining this together. You can use a fork, whatever you want to. I just wanted to make sure it was all well combined. I doubled my xanthan gum and my baking powder because I forgot we were doubling it. So I did add that in case you are wondering. All right, so we use pre-shredded mozzarella. That is the best to use. And will you tell me when that number gets to a 2 and a 4? This whole bag is 8 cups, so 32 ounces. So we'll use most of this.
Oh, you passed it. It's a 2 and an 8.
We're at a 5.8 right now. All right, so now that we have our cheese all measured, we're gonna actually, before we even get to melting the cheese, we are going to add 4 eggs into this dry. I don't like to take the chance of cooking the eggs with the hot cheese, so I always add it to the dry mixture. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okie dokie, guys. Just till it's nice and combined.
That looks kind of
And then we'll add the cheese to this. All right, this cheese is gonna go in and get melted. All right, guys, so that took probably a minute and a half. I did 30-second intervals just because there is so much cheese here. And you want to work fairly quickly once this is hot. So then that's when we add in our dry ingredients. Oops. All right, so I switched bowls because that one was not big enough. What were you saying?
The cheese almost looks like white chocolate.
Oh yeah, you're right. You guys, if this starts to get cold on you, always just put it back in the microwave for a few seconds. You just want to make sure you don't see any of the strings of the dough throughout. And once it gets to a good-ish temperature, sometimes I'll use my hands, but it's still fairly hot. So while this is still warm, I've got some wax paper here, and we are going to cut this into thirds.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to make it into a log as evenly as I can. Eyeball it right about here. Okay. This one can go back in the bowl. This will be the regular one, so we're going to let this sit a little bit longer. I want to add the ingredients to these last two. Go ahead. Before they get too cold. Good job.
Oh, that's warm.
Yep. All right. Is that the one you're going to use?
Yeah.
All right, so flatten it out a little bit. We might even have to
I'm good at flattening stuff.
microwave these a little. All right, so we're gonna add our Bake Believe to our chocolate chip ones. Do you want to do the chocolate chip or the cinnamon swirl?
Do the chocolate chip.
Okay, so what you're gonna have to do,
Mine's gonna be chocolate chip.
It is. And I'm not really measuring these, but what I'm gonna do is I'll show you, okay?
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Put them in and fold it over, okay? Keep folding.
Until you
Keep folding. Ooh, don't let Charlie get that. Okay, there. So now they're all nestled in there nice and good.
And then you can roll it like a ball.
And then you're gonna circle it around
Just like a ball.
so that they get all incorporated in there, okay?
Okay, and then we're gonna roll into a ball.
Yes, and then we're gonna cut it into fourths. You do that one? All right, so then for this cinnamon one, we're gonna add, I'm actually gonna warm mine up a little more. You keep kneading. I'm gonna add some Pure erythritol to this. Again, just kind of eyeballing it. And then some cinnamon.
What does eyeballing mean?
That means when you don't measure it, you just kind of look it with your eyes. And then I'm gonna microwave this because this is getting pretty cold.
Can I smell it?
We're gonna cut this into fourths. We'll see how well that works. In her recipe, she measures 8 inches. Let's see, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 inches. So we'll try to roll these about 8 inches, but we might not get that far. Okay, I added sugar because I forgot to add sugar earlier. And since our chocolate already melted, I microwaved it, and this is going to be a nice chocolate swirl.
That just smells like my heart.
Did you just say that smells like my heart?
Yeah, every time I eat chocolate, it goes to my heart and my chocolate.
Look at that.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to eat that right now.
Just me too.
And last but not least, our regular one. Okay, my lovely people, these are our beautiful bagels. Our oven has been preheating to 350 degrees, but first we must coat them in some melted butter, okay? I'm gonna do, we're gonna do everything but the bagel seasoning. And you might need to push them in a little. Chocolate. The chocolate, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar, well, erythritol on top. And for the last ones, we're going to make some cinnamon sugar butter stuff. So add some cinnamon into your butter, and then add a little bit of sugar. Mix that together.
That looks so good.
Yes, it does.
Just want to eat all.
Now just remember that these ones might brown a little bit faster because of the cinnamon sugar butter. Okay guys, here are our finished bagels. I hope these turn out well. They look amazing. They're going in a 350 degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Here they go. All right, you guys, our bagels are done. They were in the oven for about 17 minutes. We let them cool. We did not toast these. We just let them cool, but definitely in the mornings we'll toast them before we eat them. And I just put a little bit of cream cheese on each one of them. I really like on this one cream cheese and jelly usually, but I figured just to keep it across the board, we just do cream cheese. So, you ready? Which one are we trying first? The chocolate?
I'll take that.
This one? All right, cheers.
Cheers. Mm-hmm.
That is yummy.
I can't taste the chocolate in mine, but it's still good.
Yeah, the chocolate doesn't come through as much as I thought it would. But the texture of these is a lot chewier than any other bagel that I've ever made. And that's kind of what she says about this recipe, is that the xanthan gum and then the coconut flour help make them chewy. I get more of the chocolate. I don't think I got much in that first bite.
I got one piece of chocolate.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Okay. Moving on to the cinnamon one. Do you want the top or the bottom?
Top.
Cheers.
I love that. I'm glad we made these.
Yeah, the cinnamon hits you right away on this one. Again, they're so nice and chewy. Last one. Ooh. Careful.
We're gonna taste nothing in this one, right?
You should taste something.
Tastes like birdseed.
Can I get a bite with the seasoning on it? So this is the one that has the everything but the bagel seasoning.
Switch, because I don't like the birdseed one.
It's the seasoning. It's not birdseed.
You told me it's birdseed and you said yes.
I was joking.
What is it?
That one is great. This one, I would make like a sandwich or something out of with ham and cheese and stuff like that. That would be amazing. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We had a blast making all 3 of these and seeing how it went. I will link everything in the description below, and then also the additions of the chocolate and the cinnamon one, because the recipe I'm linking will just be for the plain one. We kind of winged it and made the cinnamon sugar one and the chocolate one. So I hope you guys give them a try. We really enjoyed them. Our favorites were the cinnamon, and then his favorite was the chocolate, which makes sense. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be talking to you real soon.
Bye.
Bye.